They beat this guy. Beat him and beat him. And is it 3-year-old son? 3 or 4-year-old son? How can you have with a normal brain shoot a 3-year-old son? They kill the son in his presence, kill him in his absence. Of course, he can't be present again. And the wife ran away. You know, you may say, why did the wife run away? She should have died with him. You are still having the mentality of love under the mango tree. You see, all of this does not work. I will die for you. Yeah. If I run away from anybody that tell you they will die for you, I need a lady that will tell me the truth. You will run away when there's a need. Don't lie. See, when challenges come, many things vanish away. And that is the reason why sometimes when we are pressed beyond measure, you even forget you are a Christian. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because you can build enough energy so that in the days, when those days come, you can survive. Because they are coming. They are coming. The problem of a believer is that his strength fails. He said, Peter, Peter, the devil desires to sweep you like a wind. But I pray for you that your faith should not fail. And in the days that you are strong, you should learn to strengthen your brethren. Because the devil's desire is to ensure that you and I we go away. Because until the shepherd is tried, the kingdom of darkness does not exalt themselves. 1 or 2 people can go within the congregation, but when one shepherd is tried, the whole sheep begin to scatter. If today you hear that, hey! And if Cephas just die like that, Ubani just die like that, and you can't explain it, it's mysterious. There is a chance that at least a certain number of people will begin to disbelieve God, and that's what the devil like. The devil like bad news. Those bad news. Nobody know Deborah Emmanuel until she died. Then she begin to trend. May you never trend in the days of death. How can you be popular dead? That's what the devil like. You live a life that there is no impact. You live a life that there is no any relevance. Then you die beautiful. And anytime they remember you, you are a story, a statistic added. An accident statistic, a statistic of nonsense. And that is why many people have to rise. Why? Because most of those kind of people become martyred. And their blood becomes the seed for the gospel. James did not preach so much sermon. Have you read the book of James? He had so much to say, but his life was cut short. You realize that? One day, NAIRA wake up, and he took an apostle, and they put his neck, and they cut it, and the neck went out. You know, sometimes you should feel the neck should not go out, but the neck went out. And they said he pleased the Jews, and they now took Peter. They wanted to do the same thing. But what killed James cannot kill Peter. But if we analyze the situation very well, we're going to realize something there. That Peter too could have died if something was not engaged. Immediately when they took Peter, that was when the believers know that they're supposed to be what? Violent. Because up to time they were, let's go gradually. Let's go later. When they took Peter, the believers gathered together in the house of God and they began to pray. And while they began to pray, according to scripture, angels were mobilized. And the same situation that killed James could not kill Peter. And now is the reason why we have to go back to the context of that scripture. Why was that statement made? So that we cannot pray. I will let you understand that if you don't pray sufficiently well, you may not only deny Jesus, you may die like a chicken. I'm very serious. You may die like a chicken. Your anchor scripture, Matthew, right? Let's go there, Matthew. Matthew 11. And it came to pass, I want to start from 1. When Jesus had made an end commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. And now when John heard in the prison the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples and said unto him, Art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? And Jesus said unto them, Go and show John again those things which ye do hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, and the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. And as they departed, Jesus began saying unto the multitude concerning John, What went ye out to the wilderness to see? A reed shaking with the wind? Or what ye went out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in king's house. But what went ye out to see? A prophet. Yea, I say unto you, more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verily I say unto thee, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding he is the least in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning that anyone that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the day of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesy unto John. But John became the fulfillment of prophecy. Do you believe that statement was made by Jesus himself? Jesus approved of the ministry of John. But apart from approving of the ministry of John, he tried to let them understand that as superior as John is, all the prophet has ever lived there before, John is greater and better than them. But Jesus Christ introduced another context of the kingdom of heaven, and to let us understand that the strength of what John did was an advantage in the kingdom of God. And anyone that gets born again automatically gain access into the kingdom of God. But whosoever that must strive must walk in the jurisdiction of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? At the kingdom of heaven, you have an advantage doing the works of Christ, being one that is anointed, defending the frontiers of the kingdom of God. And he reckoned unto the least among those that have been walking in the kingdom of heaven to be greater than John the Baptist, because as much as John the Baptist fulfilled the prophecy of him being the one to reveal the Messiah, he could no longer live the work of Christ. His life was cut short. Nevertheless, one of the testimony of John the Baptist that was spoken in time past was that John the Baptist was a burning and a shining light, and that he remained in the wilderness and never came out until the time of his showing forth, and he was a burning and a shining light. And that is to say that the testament of John the Baptist was a testament of a man that prayed all the time and a man that burned all the time. What happened to that testimony? Because it looks as though John the Baptist lost that culture over time. And instead of it being a burning and a shining light, he became a complaining man. Because there was no need for John the Baptist to complain while he was in jail. He knew what he's supposed to do. Do you realize that? He was not the first to go to jail. He and he was complaining. And what was his complaint? He refused to do the works of Christ. He came to a point where he felt that, of course, my ministry had ended. This is the Christ. And what was written about him is that he's going to come to set the captive free, to open the prison doors for those that are in captivity and the rest. And now I am in captivity yet again. You do as though you don't know me. Do your own work. But what John did not understand was that he doesn't have the right to be offended in Christ. He doesn't. And secondly, there is part of his own responsibility yet again needed to be done. As one now who has even introduced the Messiah himself.